Hello, everyone. Welcome to Poetically Christian. My name is Derek. I am a legally blind preacher and gamer, and this is another edition of Should Christians Play, the series where we go between the lines of the ESRB to answer the questions, should a Christian play, and is this game accessible for me? Today, guys, we're going to be looking at an oldie but a goodie. That's Star Wars Battlefront 2, the OG Battlefront 2 from 2005. And we're going to look and see, is this game accessible for someone physically, and is this game accessible morally for a Christian to play? But before we get to that, guys, if you like Christian content, if you like Christian gaming reviews of old retro games and modern games, and you don't want to miss anything that we do, subscribe to the YouTube channel on Poetically Christian. Hit that little bell icon, and you'll be alerted the next time we make any of our videos. You won't miss anything that we do. And, of course, giving the videos a thumbs up and sharing them helps us further the kingdom and get godly content to others, guys. And if you are watching on Poetically Christian Gamer Twitch, you can hit that follow button, guys, and be able to join me when I am live. Yeah, so as we break up this game, let's start with the physical accessibility, and let's start with the low vision and blind part of things, because that's where I come at things from. So as far as the low vision and blind, well, if you're low vision, this game has awesome menus. It has large print, and it has dark contrast, so dark backgrounds with light writing. That really helps you be able to see the menus a lot easier. The font is really large. And of course, if you're completely blind, from a game from 2005, we don't have any menu narration. But what we do have is this: the sound effects to let you know where you're moving up and down, and then when you select something, you get that confirmation chime, and then when you go back out, back out, or circle back out of something, you get that. So you do know when you're selecting things, when you're going back, and with a little bit of sighted assistance, you'll be able to memorize these menus pretty easy, as there's not a whole lot of selections on each menu, so it won't take very long to memorize these menus. So not too bad there. What I am going to tell you is you have the ability to punch up in the audio section, audio options. You can punch up the music, the sound effects, the speech. I find that turning the music all the way off and punching up the sound effects and the speech helps you be able to hear where people are on the battlefield and things, and be able to do it effectively, know where people are. Now, a game changer in this game as well, especially from a game from 2005, guys. This game has a auto aim feature. And not only does it have an auto aim, because a lot of games have the sticky reticule, like when you're moving around your camera, you get near an enemy, it'll kind of lock onto them or stick to them. This game has that as well, but it has something even greater. If you hit the X button or the square button, if you're playing on PlayStation, I'm playing on an Xbox, it will do what it calls an auto aim. And what this does is it cycles through targets. So it'll automatically swing your camera, your view, and your perspective, your lock, onto that enemy. And it will stay locked on that enemy until they are either taken out or you hit the button again to switch to a different target. And not only does it do this, but it'll give you a chime, a confirmation that you are locked on to somebody. It is truly a game changer if you are low vision or blind, guys. It really helps. This may be one of the most accessible third-person shooters / first-person, as you can do either camera view in this, that I've ever seen, especially from a game from this time period. Very accessible. But I will show you that in practice, as I'll do a little gameplay here later in the video. Now, if you are someone that is deaf and hard of hearing, there is no real modern amenities in this game. You know, we don't have a lot of the subtitles read out to us, or subtitled out to us like we need them to be. But there's not a lot of dialogue in this game to begin with, and you can play it without it. It's not a game breaker or anything like that. And as far as the motor disabled, again, we don't have the modern amenities like we have today. There is no complete button remapping, but what we do have is a set of preset control types that you can choose from, and hopefully you could find one that would be accommodating to you. So, yeah, from a game from 2005, as far as physical accessibility, I would have to give the game a C plus to maybe even a B minus. It's one of the most accessible and playable games from a game from that time period. Yeah, games are things they put in the game that maybe didn't intend to be that accessible, but it turns out to be extremely, extremely accessible. Now, as far as the moral accessibility, the Christian accessibility, how accessible is this game morally for a Christian to play? Well, Star Wars is usually in the Christian communities known as something that's, very Christian friendly. And I kind of fall on the side of things agreeing with that. I think that there's a lot of Christian takeaways. Actually, I did an entire series called The Bible in Pop Culture. I did Star Wars, the original trilogy, all three of them, and showed how many takeaways we can take as a Christian from them, how many Christian references there is, and all kinds of different things. But there is another camp of Christians that believe that, the use of force by the Jedi and the Sith characters are kind of akin to magic and therefore sorcery. And they point to that as something that they have a problem with. I, as a preacher, do not see that. We have the ability to discern what is real, what is fantasy, and the Force. I never saw that as witchcraft or sorcery or anything like that. Just saw it as a means to an end, their life force and energy, things like that. Even the tagline of Star Wars, Obi-Wan tells Luke, the Force will be with you always. Well, Jesus Christ tells us in Matthew 28:20 that, lo, I will be with you always. Sounds pretty familiar, doesn't it, guys? There's just so many, Obi-Wan sacrificing himself so Han, Luke, and Leia can escape, sacrificing himself so they could be free from evil, just as Jesus Christ sacrificed himself so we could be free of sin. Like, you could go on, and I did do these. If you want to see those, go check out that playlist on the YouTube channel, Poetically Christian. But yeah, I think there's a lot of takeaways. As far as what content is in this game, we got an ESRB rating of T for teen, for violence and fantasy violence. Yeah, the violence that's in this is blasters, and when the guys are shot, they kind of just, fall down, make a oh, and fall down. There's no blood in this. There's no dismemberment in this. There's no blasphemy in this. There's no taking the Lord's name in vain in this. There's no sexual content to speak of. Yeah, very, very safe game morally for Christians to play. I would recommend this game highly. This is my favorite Star Wars game of all time. I'll just say that. So I may be a little skewed in that as far as what I like about the game, but it is definitely Christian friendly in that aspect. So as far as the Christian accessibility, moral accessibility, I would have to give the game an A for moral accessibility. Nothing in this that would prevent you from playing this and having fun. So as I said, guys, I like to do these. My subscribers have asked me to play the games, kind of show them what they look like in practice, how they work as far as the accessibility and moral accessibility. So here we go. We're going to try out Battlefront 2 here. Play as the heroes. I need a hero. All right. Now we're going to show you that auto targeting. As you can see, you can kind of hear where the enemies are. And there it is, guys. It had already kind of taken them out, but we'll get another one here. Pretty cool, guys. He's kind of... Oh, we got Boba Fett. Took him right out of the air, guys. How awesome is that? Woohoo! Man, look how high they can jump. I believe I can fly. Sorry, guys. I had to do it. Oh, I messed up. Oh no. Get out of there. Ah! See how it stays locked onto him, guys? Ah! Oh, it's pretty cool. But anyhow, guys, I just want to show you how that worked. I hope this has helped you. As far as physical accessibility, I give the game a C+ to B-. Yes, for the low vision and blind, we got big menus, easy to read. We don't have menu narration, but we can have menu memorization, as there's very few options in each menu. And with some sight assistance and just with a little bit of practice, you'll be able to get that down. You can hear things really easy, be able to punch things up. You got the auto lock feature. You got the chime to let you know where you are locked on to somebody, and the sound effects of their blasters and lightsabers to let you know where they are and where things are in the battlefield. Pretty easy to play as a low vision blind. For the deaf and hard of hearing, you could play this game merely by sight. There's not a lot of dialogue, just the chatter back and forth of the characters. Unfortunately, it's not there, but from 2005, that was pretty much expected, but not a game breaker. You can still play the game and have fun. And for the motor disabled, you do have those controller presets to be able to choose something that hopefully will help you out. C+, B-. And as far as the moral accessibility, guys, like I said, no blasphemy, no taking the Lord's name in vain, no sexual content to speak of. The violence is controlled. No blood, no dismemberment, no over-the-top violence in any way like that. So very friendly, very Christian friendly. You have the takeaways because it's Star Wars. Give the game an A. Hopefully this has helped you guys. If it has, as I always say, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our Christian gaming reviews, Let's Plays, and I put Bible sermons on here, as I am a preacher that will hopefully help you grow spiritually. If you like that kind of content, guys, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, and you'll be alerted. You won't miss out. And, of course, liking and sharing helps us to get the Word of God out and helps us to get godly content out into this world. And if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, on Twitch, first day with my new tongue, you can hit that follow button, guys, and be able to know, be alerted when I'm live. Join me. And I would really appreciate it. I'd love to get to know you all better. Hopefully this has helped you. It's been another edition of Should Christians Play, the series where we go between the ratings of the ESRB to answer the questions, should a Christian play? And is this game accessible for me? I love you guys. God loves you. And until the next one, blessed wishes.